في training ترى before you go to war.
والله
it's like a tutorial.
ما يذبونك على طول.
You can play a YouTube video before you go to war.
I mean, I assume some of it is that.
I would love to see Shamsi deal with a DI.
With the what?
Drill instructor.
Oh, so you know war talk now, mashallah?
War talk.
Look, if war happens, you know, they're going to let things pass because they need people on the ground.
No,
Hey.
but my
True.
Yes.
True.
That's the scary part.
I was way too happy about that. I'm saying.
my hypothesis is
Why are you
that-
happy? You're going to be a human.
Well,
shield.
that's what I'm saying. Way too happy. That's what I'm saying.
You're going to be the front line.
My hypothesis is because we have established that Shamsi has troubles with authority and dealing with a DI. Like
No. I know Champsy very well. See, in that time, when we're in that kind of position, he'll be the guy who's gonna wait for every single order.
I'll be the best fucking cog you ever had.
No, he'll be a guy that says, "Yo,
Hey.
I'm not gonna shoot until you tell me."
Yeah.
Hey.
oh,
Cog.
malicious compliance, Shamsi.
Yes.
Not malicious compliance. This is me being part of the system. I understand my role in the system to do as I'm told. عرفت؟
But if we're in the same battalion, me and you, I will do exactly what Turk just said.
Hey.
You will be my human shield. I will walk with you like this and the gun on your shoulder. Champsy, don't move.
قوة الإيمان يا ود. You know, we live together, we die together. Yeah,
That's what I'm gonna tell you. Don't worry about it.
Hey.
Don't worry,
Yes,
Chef.
we're dying together. Yeah, go.
I'll be close.
The second you die, I'm gonna strap your body.
Stable.
Keep in mind. First of all, يعني,
It'll be me, Turks, in a tank in your body, tied to the
No, no.
A
front.
whole other fucking human centipede. Machine.
I would choose to be a seaman. So let's
What?
start there.
Okay.
Yeah.
عفوا.
Yes, once I go to boot
Well,
camp.
you were once.
Boot camp.
Hey.
Right? So yeah, in boot camp, I'll decide to go for the Navy. Because you know what happens.
Because the
You
YMCA.
love semen. Yeah.
No, you know what
Yeah,
happens.
seaman.
You know what happens at sea.
Stays at sea.
You know, it's the camaraderie.
I don't know what kind of war films you've been watching, son.
I'm just saying.
Titanic is not a Navy ship. Listen, you know. You
Man,
will not find romance.
I'll look for a submarine.
They won't allow you paint supplies معك يا شمس.
No, but I feel like a ship is the safest place to be, honestly.
Yeah, in the
Really?
middle of the water.
In the middle of the water. Just
Yeah.
a floating little thing in the middle of water.
Because you know why? Because they're higher priority targets. I don't want to be in the air. Fuck
So,
that.
so
No.
you actually think ships are not a high priority target?
I think
warship.
they're- I think,
warship.
I think
That
A
has
warship.
yeah,
that has
there's-
munitions and planes. I'm
I
like,
think there's
oh,
higher
take this
priority
out.
targets, honestly.
No, you're the target.
No,
Yeah.
I would say the planes are bigger, target.
And
Who carries the planes?
who cares the planes?
Yeah, that's a different.
What, you think every
discussion.
warplane-
ترى ما
gonna
يحطونهم
fly
على
from
ترى ما
another area?
يحطونهم على دينا ويجيبونهم تحت.
No, they fly to forward bases.
Yeah,
and then
Ali!
they relaunch. And then they
وانت
launch.
قدام يا علي.
وصل واحد طيارة. No, but يعني, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, first of all, I probably wouldn't be on land. فيعني you wouldn't have to deal with me.
Alhamdulillah.
Bumbling things up, you know. I'll bumble things up.
But
a
you
lot.
on a warship, yo.
But you on a warship.
He will be efficient on the warship. Subhanallah.
Subhanallah.
Yeah, ما عليك. Seaman, Shamsi.
Take this tugboat and just stay behind the ship.
He will.
I'm the guy.
Row, Chelsea.
لا لا
Row.
I'm the guy in charge of the donuts. عرفت اللي أنا وزع donuts.
He'll swap the poop deck.
He is the poop deck.
I mean, see, that's the thing. When you're part of a ship, you know, you're all crew, so every man matters. So that's what I'm.
Every
going for.
seaman.
Every seaman matters. Yeah,
And women.
that's what should be looking for. And don't look for the guts and the glory. Look for playing your part.
He's saying words.
Yes.
Hey, welcome to Pastor Kabsa. It's your boy Adam. What's happening? What's popping? Episode 254. I got the homie Turks right behind
Hellos.
me. I got Champs right next to me.
Yo.
Number one is in the building.
Yeah.
And we're talking wars. Because
Or our role in them.
because we fear that a war is coming.
Spicy
and
times, I call it.
We're all going to be asked to come and protect
Drafted.
our country.
Yes, which we shall do proudly.
Proudly.
Yes,
And that's how we're already trying to decide who's going to be the human shield in this group.
with honor and service.
Look, I'm going to go on a killing spree.
Where?
أنت yeah,
I didn't say where.
Yeah. Okay.
Just don't give me a weapon.
you need to air things out.
Choose
You need
your
to-
war dimension. You
No, because I have a lot of friends.
Okay.
Okay, some of them, they got to go.
They got to go.
They got to go.
For the greater good.
Wait, is it better if I'm part of the cyber war? So just put me behind the screen. So
No,
What are you
you're
talking
stupid.
about? You
No, no,
suck
no,
at
no.
video games.
That's an entire,
I'm a gamer. That's where I
No,
am.
but that's an
Correct.
entire new dimension of
Fancy.
war.
We teach you figure out tech that came out 10 years ago today.
See?
You expect me to say, cyber war. It's in Shamsi's hand. He got this.
Boot camp, dude. Boot camp. Well,
Okay, why is everything a boot camp to you?
That's how they prep
Learn
you.
cyber wars in 25 days.
Yeah, they're not gonna teach you C++ in the boot camp, yeah, Shams. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious what they would actually teach me.
Nothing.
This
The
guy, the
cyber-
cyber war
you
guy.
have no
The cyber war boot camp.
capabilities.
Yeah.
Listen, number one is going to be the cyber war guy. Definitely. He understands what
He should love them.
RTX is.
Yes.
He should love
I
them.
understand what ray tracing is.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why
he's not gonna. You're not gonna
Exactly.
render shit. بصراحة بس
But Zaid, I understand. I can understand the terms.
I think your best role to play is just sending messages to the enemy telling them to give up.
the huge head.
Yeah.
Telepathic
Yeah,
communication.
I think him listing out all the reasons why they would fail would maybe psychologically.
No,
work,
I'll send them
you know?
very weird memes and demoralize them.
There we go. And there's
cyber
demoralization
war
happening.
Yes,
yeah.
cyber war.
How did the war stop? Someone was being very weird on the other side.
We all left the group. We just didn't want it.
Like, this
There was
guy's-
this weirdo with a big ass head. Just kept making us like a
Uncomfortable.
stupid meme.
Exactly, feel uncomfortable, and like we just wanted this guy to stop, right? And he wouldn't stop, so we just like gave them a white flag.
War ended over a meme.
Well, Isma, if you can actually do that, props to you, man. Talk about psychological warfare. I would support you. That
I don't think I will be drafted because there's not a helmet big enough.
Exactly, bro.
Unfortunately,
Well, that's the
We're gonna put
point.
a boat on top of your head.
the material needs to be spread around.
Is this where I come into play?
You're leading that boat.
Exactly.
Tiny Shamsi on top of his head, like,
Man, we'll row away together. Number one.
Oh my God, champion number one at sea. Yo,
Yeah.
Yo.
Forget about it. You know.
No, you forget about
We're
it.
winning wars, bro.
That's a Nickelodeon show waiting to happen.
That's SpongeBob SquarePants, bro. That's exactly what it is.
I'm SpongeBob,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you look like him.
He's the star
I'm Patrick.
That's what makes him Patrick.
because he was fat, right? Just like you.
Was
Yeah.
Oh,
Good times.
that's it.
no frightening times.
All right, can we give people an explanation why we think war is coming?
Please.
Because there's geopolitical tensions all across the board in the Middle East. There's non-government state players getting involved in shit that puts everybody else in peril. There's people with malicious agendas trying to push them. There's people that don't care for the value of human life. Just going wantonly massacring people left and right. So a lot of bad stuff is happening
Close to home.
close to home.
Close to home.
Yeah.
Stones throws away.
Allah yastar.
Yeah, it does not seem to be a fun time to be a geopolitical player.
With that being said, Eid Mubarak, everybody.
كل عام وانتم بخير.
Eid Mubarak.
ينعاد عليكم.
I think by the time everyone hears this, it's going to be Eid anyway.
Wow.
So, yeah, Eid Mubarak, everyone.
Eid Mubarak.
And war.
Okay. إن شاء الله سنة سلام ومحبة عليكم جميعا.
Welcome to your number one podcast.
Yeah.
Good vibes. Good vibes, everybody.
Allah. Speaking of good vibes, you know what I want? Let's say I can build like this warplane that like no one has ever seen, and like have this thing be like top notch, something like out of this world. You know what? The first thing I'm gonna do? How I'm gonna unveil it?
How?
I'm gonna Burning Man.
Okay.
wow.
Interesting.
Just imagine this weird spaceship coming down at Burning Man.
People are going to be excited.
Exactly.
You will start a cult
Exactly. Everyone will be excited. All of a sudden, like there's a
or three.
like all of a sudden the bottom of it turns into a screen and says, "You're all losers." It just goes away.
How's that?
I mean, honestly, would anybody actually believe you? Yes, there would be footage of this. Yes, people would actually believe you.
Yo, the spaceship came down and said we were losers and just left.
Who's we?
The spaceship said, "How's
Humanity?
The spaceship,
Or just Burning Man?
the spaceship said, "How's daddy's trust fund going?"
No, but Yanni, that's Yanni. You would touch and influence a lot of people there. No,
Don't touch
I don't
people
want to
there.
touch
They
no
don't
one
shower.
there. Exactly.
They're stinky.
Especially if you're influencing. Just,
that's what you're going for.
Anyway, patience and creativity. I want to talk to you guys about that. Well, a couple things happened this week.
So that's their names.
Yes, you saw the A cups. So, look, a lot of you are angry at me for keep saying the A cups, right? And I understand.
Where's the
that
lie,
you-
though?
I understand you're angry, but
Where's
I'm
the
not
lie?
lying here.
Where's the lie?
I'm calling it as it is, bro.
They have to have a personality.
You know what? We're not gonna talk about patience and creativity. Now, hell no. We're gonna talk about something else that me and the boys had a conversation about.
what? Allah yastar.
Compromising relationships.
Okay.
we were talking about things on the podcast, and he was telling me, he's like, listen, do you feel like right now you're at the stage where you cannot be as free as you were before because you have some relationships that you're trying to maintain? So I told him, I was like, you see me. Like, I go at everybody, with good intentions.
Intentions, always. Yeah.
But I was like, we do have relationships that sometimes, like, we don't want to cross the line out of respect for those relationships. It's the same thing like everywhere else, Eddie. You don't have to be an asshole all the time.
Most of the time.
You don't have to be an asshole at all sometimes.
No. That's not okay. A couple.
Yeah.
We're not doing this today.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, let's not go there. All right. So I was like, we do have some relationships that we don't want to ruin, but some relationships, like, it's out of respect. Like, I have thoughts about Middle Beast Records, right? But out of respect of my boy, I'm not going to say those things. It's not out of, because I fear what's happening. No. It's because out of respect. Because that's a relationship that I had for a long, long time, and I don't want to destroy the relationship for anything. And he was like, how about the boys? Shamsi.
The boys.
I was like, same thing. I think it goes across the board for all of us.
Yeah, some more than others, I would say.
I'm kind of lost. I don't know what you're talking about exactly.
Do you want me to break it down?
Yeah.
Okay, so when the mother bee and so
ايوه قول لي. They do a little dance.
sometimes you cannot get into a conversation about a topic because of some relationships they have that are close to that topic.
Okay, yeah.
Like
That's
most of the time,
very understandable.
Like most of the time, for all three of us minus Shamsi, it's usually business.
Yeah.
Business, some personal stuff.
Very rarely is personal.
Some.
But most of it's because of business. But you, my friend,
So wait.
On the other side.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Look how he got stuck.
He be out there.
I'm waiting to see how this plays out. Yeah.
No, it's nothing. It's true. Like, you're in the same position as us.
Well, see, that's the thing. You value those relationships, and in valuing those relationships, you don't want to compromise, the stability of that relationship, I would feel. So
It's a matter of priorities, basically.
and some things, true, very true. Like, how important is this thing to me, and how much does it matter that I actually speak my mind out or let you know? At the end of the day, if it's something that I'm not directly involved in, then why am I invested, right? Why do I actually care?
Because you have a job when you come here about stating about what's really happening on the streets.
No, I'm talking about in terms of personal, when you have a personal, relationship with somebody on the other side.
Yeah, okay. See, I have personal relationships with people that I talk about on the podcast, and I say positive and negative things about them, but they understand that none of it is malicious. So I think even if I have a personal relationship with anyone, like, they know when I'm speaking about something, it's about a specific topic and a specific thing. I expect that from the people that know me. If you expect that because I know you that I'm never going to talk about you, no, that's an issue. But
That's a different.
That's a totally different thing.
discussion.
Exactly.
But there's a problem here. It's probably part of the culture here in general, is that if you talk about somebody in the public sphere, that's sort of, again, the term is سبب لي حرج.
Yes, but if you're doing something in the public sphere and I talk about that.
Yes, and even then, a lot of people say, no, don't talk about me, period.
Like, there's a culture here that values private conversations.
Yeah, because you're basically, the understanding is that there will have to be a response or a direct engagement. The idea of letting something, just general critique in the public sphere slide, it's not something that most people are used to accommodating, because for a lot of people, they believe that it will reflect poorly on them.
Are you talking about your own personal point of view or about how people will feel?
I'm talking in general. Like, let's
how people will feel is something anyone that you talk about about anything that has to do with anything negative, they're not going to be good about it, period. We know this.
Yeah, and again, if it's the concept of allowing constructive criticism is still not taking root here.
I agree with that. I think I don't. It's not about taking root. I think it's not widely accepted within a lot of different spheres in society, right? Because there's an expectation if you genuinely want me to improve, then we can have this conversation in private rather than having to deal with the criticisms in public. Because if you start that door, then other critics will come out and it will start a hubbub that we could have just avoided.
Yeah, but what if what you did is something that's already in the public sphere and everyone is talking about it?
Depends on your responsibility.
Yeah.
If you
have your responsibility towards the public sphere, you have your responsibility towards your friend, you have your responsibility towards your
let's
opinion.
make it more specific, right? There was an event that we attended, right?
Yeah.
And the event wasn't what it was advertised to be. And we came here and we talked about this event and we said, yo, there's negative parts of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't make us bad.
Not at all. No, not at all. Because we
That's
talk
what I'm
about our
talking
own
about.
experience.
Exactly.
Here.
This is what I'm talking
We're
about.
talking about something we went and saw ourselves.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
but my point is that the other side, depending on the type of relationship you have, he would feel compelled to either respond in some way or just take measures in some shape or form. Like, I'll use an example from my work experience. My previous job, we consulted with a private sector company that's doing work in F&B, which is food and beverage.
Yes. I think we all know. But
By the way, he was looking at Shamsi, if y'all were wondering. Anyway, keep going.
So basically, the concept is that a negative tweet that had 0 engagement, that was complaining about the product, was basically requested from the client itself, like, yo, we're going to pursue legal action, like, because of 1 or 2 tweets on something that is objectively correct.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. So
Yo.
this is, that's an extreme.
Over an opinion.
That's an extreme case.
Yeah, but that doesn't fly anywhere. Even if you
that's
take it
an
to court, it doesn't fly.
that's an extreme case, but you can تقيس عليها. Basically, I can't let shit slide as the prevailing mindset
Most of
for
the
a lot of
thing,
people.
it's a little bit unfair because there's a sense of if I'm allowed to say something, if you expect me to say good things about you, then you also should allow me to say bad things about you.
Someone get a mirror real quick so I can put it right in front of Shamsi when he's saying
but
that.
see, it is fair. It's only fair.
It should be fair.
Yeah.
It should be fair. But I'm the only person that practices this over here.
Have fun?
Yes. Yes.
We don't do that. We don't practice that.
I don't know what
No,
was
to a
it.
certain
Salaha,
extent.
I kind of
Exactly.
zoned off. But
Yeah,
what did I do?
yeah, exactly.
I know, he was attacking me for no reason. He had no idea
what did I not do exactly?
No, the Turk was a victim more than anything.
I know Tix is a victim. I know.
And I always
he always takes shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
He always takes back shots.
Yeah.
So no, I truly believe exactly what you just said. That we can be positive and we can also show what's happening from something that we saw.
Yeah, I think this podcast it's an interesting spectrum about how people discuss things. You tend to be more assertive, more honest, more transparent. I tend to be more diplomatic and I measure my words more accurately.
I'm the loving mom.
And Shamsi he likes everything. Turks doesn't have an opinion.
Yeah. I do, but it's always any.
Because I'll take you back to something. Because when you told me this, I remember the one thing that always keeps coming back to me is us talking about the creative community when we first started and how it was all just a bunch of bubbles and everyone was just supporting their internal bubble and no one is allowing anyone else into the bubble.
True.
And over time, it just got worse.
It didn't change.
It gave it worse.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was thinking. Like,
Stagnation.
that's not about stagnation. It's about solidification. Yani عرفت the cliques yani just kept up their walls, as Ada said, right? It became more difficult for you to access a certain community because the people that started it, had that feeling or sense of, hey, like we've been here first.
Gatekeeping, you mean?
Gatekeeping is another way of saying it, maybe, yeah.
Gatekeeping is part of it. It became, rather than for it to expand and be more open to everybody, it became, the bubble got bigger. Oh, these are the new artists, these are the new creatives, these are the new what? Okay, let's get them involved with us. And they just made the circle bigger. They didn't open it up.
Like it didn't become accessible. It didn't become...
Yeah.
Become much more exclusive.
Exactly. It became as part of the elite. If you're part of the elite, you'll be able to have access to these places. If you're not, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming here. You better have some kind of thing that we like to keep you around.
I can't put our perspective of the creative community today is much more informed than when we first had that conversation.
Yeah.
We got much more involved.
And it's much, and again, that's
and
why.
it's still even more closed off.
Yeah, this was like what annoyed me. Like when we started getting involved with the creative community, we noticed, it's like, I'm not going to joke around, like really, ew. Like, what is this?
Some of you, ew. But
I agree with you.
Most of
I
you.
agree with you.
Most of you.
Most.
Most of you.
but you know who you are.
Most of you.
You're one of the good ones.
You're one of the good ones.
I'm trying to think of, okay, but why has there been a regression rather than, progression? Why is the case? if we're talking about building communities and building something for the long term, this goes counterproductive with it.
You tell me. You hang out with them.
No, I'm just trying to think of the drivers behind that.
Well, you see them. That's
Because
why I'm asking. You see
people
their behavior. So
have emotions. People have relationships, and that is what limits that kind of interaction. If it was all merit based, if it was all like out of appreciation of the craft of the art, yes, you'd get a much more inclusive community. But no,
Yeah. Plus, ultimately,
I know people that I want to like help out.
Plus, when you have
Gotta stop bugging.
a community that is overwhelmingly from a privileged class, so to speak, there's not really an incentive to innovate and progress because that is money is still on the back burner.
Rinse, copy, repeat.
Yeah, طقطق بالفن هذا.
Yeah.
So it's not sustainable because it's not.
They're not
First
doing.
of all, the pie is too small. That's what you're saying.
No.
And two, there's no hunger, there's no drive that pushes it forward.
You're not coming at art for art's sake. You're coming at art because prestige.
Because of the community.
Prestige.
Because of
I wanna
who
be
you
in
want to
that
hang out with.
I want to be part of that circle. I don't have anything compelling to say. I just want to be part of the conversation.
So it's an ego thing.
Most things are ego things, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's a communal thing. It's a community that you want to build. You want to foster. You want to be involved in.
But is it a community though? That's the question.
that's
That's the
bro.
question.
You just you
Yeah.
throw it to me. Just give me an
Is it a
alley. Give me
community?
an
That's the
alley.
thing.
Give me an alley.
Because it's not really community. If I'm just
Exactly.
doing it for myself and for the prestige, as you're saying,
For my
right?
people.
No. For when you say for the prestige, for
Yeah.
people to
Yeah.
say, "Hey, I did this,"
Yeah.
and the little circle, little bubble around me to actually feel proud of me and say, "Hey, this guy's so great. Look at the way he did." This, in the wider spectrum, the wider circle, does anybody really care? No,
Okay, I'll tell you how I look at it.
because you see where I'm going.
The reason I said ew.
Speak your truth.
Okay, thanks, mom. Like a mom. So anyway,
I agree. I agree.
The reason, look, this is how I look at it. Okay, so you got two schools, right? When I said ew, is because people will try to turn it into the cool kids club,
Yes.
and whenever it turns into the cool kids club, that's when it starts becoming ew. That's when personal relationships get involved. That's when people start getting involved. And then that's where, oh, don't talk about me. It starts happening. Oh, why you say this? And gossiping and bullshitting. That's what happens with the cool kids because it's a high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at the people who were here before. For example, Ammar. You have Her Royal Highness Princess Noor Faisal with Adlan. By the way, we'll get to her because me and her, we had a great conversation this week. So you have them who are looking at people who are actually really, really good
Or fostering talent.
and fostering talent.
Okay.
So every time we see Ammar is always introducing us to someone that we've never met, we've never heard of, and he's really, really good at doing something, right? And every time we go talk to Her Highness, it's the same exact thing. She has with Adlal something for industrial design that they're working on with students and so on. Like you're like, oh, okay. Like there's people who actually want to empower people who are great at what they do, and there are people who just want to be in the in circle just to be in the in circle. And the majority of people in our age who are in this field want to be with the cool kids. It's not about, oh, my art. No. They just want to be seen with the cool kids. Because those same people, you see them at all the little events that happen, from brands to whatever the hell it is. You see the same people everywhere. You can't tell me that last year alone, that you went to all these events at Champs and never seen the same people more than 5 times.
No, definitely. You always do.
Right?
Yeah.
Because why? There's a list of the cool kids that everybody wants them to be around. And then those cool kids never innovate. They don't usually give back. They're looking for payments for certain things. And they're not really moving the culture forward. They just pause it because they just became one of the cool kids. And they want to stay as one of the cool kids.
Do you think the cool kids are struggling?
Oh, yeah, they're struggling. Oh, since last year, they've been struggling.
Is that why they don't want any new players in the field? Is
No.
that why? That they want to...
I don't think any of them can innovate.
Yeah, the
A
rule.
lot of them are one-trick ponies.
The rule is has always been. It's not about what you've done. What have you done recently?
No, it's not just that. And I think one of the big differences here is when we look at the old school, if we're going to look at it that way, the thing that brings them together or binds them is the fact that they are consistently looking for people to work with and support and collaborate. And there's nonstop, there's an element of I'm always doing something. If it's here, if it's there, if it's small, if it's big, it doesn't matter. I don't have to talk about it, but I am giving something back to someone, And that's something you don't really see with the wider creative community.
We talked about how MOC is exhausting some of our great artists, right? But at the same time, I understand why. How many people are at Mohammed Shono's level?
Very, very, very few.
Less than 0.1%. So how is there a bubble for the cool kids and none of them can compete at that level? But they still want to be the cool kids that are all about the arts and they know everything about arts and they're inner circle and they do everything for arts and they're always surrounded by people and culture. But the really, really good ones, Dr. Ahmed Matar, for example, how many of them are at that level?
Almost done. Yeah, almost done.
So what bubble are you creating and what circle are you creating when all you're doing is just making everything stagnant? You're not moving the needle forward. And the people who were moving the needle forward for 10 years are still trying to move it forward. And they still come out with work that moves it forward. But you, the people with the day-to-day hanging out together and trying to act like you're artists, you're not moving the needle.
So is there an element of experience here? Like the wisdom of time?
Look, you can look at Mohammed's work and it's passioned. There's already a drive.
Yeah.
Before people looked at it, there was already a drive.
So exactly, that's what I'm saying, the drive.
So do these people want to be artists or do they want to be part of a circle? Because it looks like most of them just want to be part of a circle. None of them really want to be artists.
Or very, very few want to actually.
We had a great launch. Because we had so many artists that no one ever seen. And the launch happened. Now you're supposed to come and take the fruits of this and build it and help us launch forward, but you're stuck being the cool kids.
You're stuck eating the fruits rather than actually planting new trees.
You're taking the fruits.
Yeah, rather than seeding and looking for a garden to grow.
Like this is my problem with the creative community. This is why I pulled myself away and I was like, I don't want to be part of any of this because nothing's moving forward. Everyone's trying to be cool with each other. Everyone doesn't want to be disrespectful of someone else because, I always see him in my circle, so I don't want him to feel a certain way toward me. Or they're like, they're not going to invite me anymore. Bro, if your work is good, if your work can talk on its own, you need nobody. You don't need to be buddy-buddy with anyone. You don't need to rub shoulders. You don't have to be in the inner circle. You just need to have the right people that know that you exist. People who want to move the needle forward.
Exactly.
And they're going to make you move forward.
Strive for respect, not fear.
Yeah, true art is undeniable.
Amen. And the funny thing is, Cool Kids Club is spelled with 3 Ks. And you see the similarities.
It's about, come on, another part of it is at the end of the day, what is the legacy that we want to leave behind? If you actually want to leave something behind.
No. You model a Shamsi, you're trying to give them so much respect.
No, but it's
they
thinking about
actually
legacy.
think that far.
They're
bro.
thinking about the next paycheck.
No, but what I'm saying is that I'm talking about when I think of somebody like
what do you
Ammar.
mean next paycheck? They're thinking about, okay, when's daddy gonna go خلاص اعطيناك وجه وتعال في الشركة.
Come on, let's be honest. Some of them know.
Some of them know. Some of them they're struggling.
know.
They want the next paycheck.
No, but I'm talking about somebody who actually leaves something, somebody that builds something, somebody like Ammar, somebody who actually you can go and you see the roots of all the people that he's inspired or touched or worked with or,
If you go to Centennial Mall right now, you'll see all the work.
Yeah. So, and that is, something that you look back to, something you actually can hold and touch, which is rare, once again.
People like Ammar is rare. People like Her Highness are very rare.
Amen.
There's a lot of people like Mohammed Shono is rare. Ahmed is rare. All of them are rare, bro. Those people move needles. It's very hard to find people who move the needle. You have a lot of people that just want to num.
And the truth and the
Yes, that's exactly the sound.
the reverse here is giving back. The reverse here is actually building rather than taking. Yeah.
Now, patience and creativity, moving the needle forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
That brings us to that again. So I was having a conversation with an artist, and I was telling him, I was like, the biggest issue that I see with a lot of people, and in any art field, is having the patience to see the work through. Everybody wants to be seen right now. Everybody wants to have the thing that's popping right now. None of them really want to take the time to build that. And I feel like because the world moves so fast and social media is moving so fast that you feel like every time you open up, you see someone dropping something abroad, someone around the world is doing something, you feel like you're not doing anything. So you just want to move the needle, or not even the needle, you just want to move fast and get something done. And I feel like we don't have a lot of people that are slowly cooking. Everyone's just running through.
That's how it should be. It's a craft. It should take its time.
That's true. I agree with that.
Because we met a couple of people, I'm not going to say where, so we didn't give it away, but we met a couple of people last month, me and you, we went to a place, and we asked one of them, yo, how long did it take you to do this? Like, oh, I was forced to finish it in 3 weeks. And we're like, oh, okay. And like, they were not even happy about it. But they feel like, yo, I need to finish up and wrap this up quick because
there's always something else coming down the line, and I don't
Exactly.
have time to actually sit and create and, curate, not just create. It's a curse of the modern, cycle, I guess. You're never really given or allowed time to really cook. And as a creative, you look around you and you feel a sense of urgency to deliver something because, hey, like, everybody else is doing something, right? Not just that, you want to, sometimes birth the thing that you're working on to the world, even though it's not ready, because of that sense of pressure that you feel around you.
Why do you have to pick birth?
Is that the problem you have
Hey,
here?
مرة.
No, everything else I'm saying is not the problem.
No, it was you were going well بصراحة يعني.
I don't think it requires a very strong will to be able to zone out the world and actually just, allow yourself to be in your own zone when you work on your own thing.
Compete with yourself.
Compete with everything else. Not just with,
No. You don't compete with the world. You compete with yourself, with your past self.
Yes.
You become better than what you were yesterday. If you look at other people and you try to compete with them, let's say, because I couldn't find another word, you're always going to be behind.
True.
Because you're always going to be looking at people who are better than you.
Yes.
But if you compete with your past self and just look at how much you've grown,
personal growth.
Yeah,
that will give you the motivation to keep going.
you have to hate yourself so you can eventually love yourself.
Yeah, I'm already there.
Or hate yourself?
No, I
Yes.
hate, yeah. One day.
No, and even at the stage of,
In Thailand, Turks in Thailand.
Hey.
We were talking about it yesterday.
hating himself.
Turks is going to
No,
retire in Thailand.
retirement.
Okay.
Thailand.
That's it.
واضح من البانس. لا بس انه it's not just about hating yourself, it's about accepting, I think, that you are going to be bad or very bad, and then over time, still going to be bad, and it's going to take you some time until
quite
you're
literally
just
what I
fair,
said.
you know?
I'm not talking hating yourself like as a person. I'm saying as an artist. Yeah,
I feel like you do hate yourself as a person a lot, so it's hard for me to discern when you're not talking about yourself.
But he's not
you
an
know?
artist.
I'm just saying, he's generally like a self-hating person.
Still
But
has himself bad.
yeah, so go on. You were saying
no, that's my point. خلاص. فككتها طبعا كالعادة يعني.
but how we see, but so that's what we're talking about is something that you need to actively nurture. It's not something that you just.
If you don't grow as a person, anything else you're doing around you grows. It's that simple. If you're the same person from last year and the year before and the year before, then you're not going to grow. And nothing around you is going to grow. Nothing's going to move forward. Like I remember I used to talk to one of my boys. He was telling me about like, how having a kid changes perspective. But I was like, of course it should, because now you care about something. So when there's a care about something,
You have
the
to
whole
keep
world
something
should.
alive.
Like one of my boys used to scream, "Fuck the police!" Now he's like, "Yo, where's the police?" That's all he does right now. Every time something happens, he's like, "Guys, I need to go call the police. I hear some noise." So, growth, bro. When things happen in your life moves forward. Things start changing, right? It doesn't have to be specifically a kid. Yeah, don't boys, please take phone. تحمسوا شوي. Relax.
You tell Shamsi that I'm pretty safe. Yeah. I'm pretty safe in that
I
regard.
have baby fever. You're about to do it.
I know.
It is a problem.
I've seen you, bro.
Yes.
Became an uncle one time وشغلنا.
على طول. The ovaries went into wild. على طول.
Yes, exactly.
I want them kids. He doesn't have anything in his life that's stable enough for him to have kids. But he's like, I want the kids.
That's now. No, but again, we go back to the idea of patience and creativity. And what you need to do is just like be able to nurture that sense of it's about my journey rather than everybody else's expectation of what my journey should be.
Yeah, but when you're stuck in a club, you keep looking at everybody else around you, and everyone's finishing things. You're like, oh, I'm gonna miss out, and then you forget your journey because now you feel like you're in competition.
So fuck the club. Step out of the fucking club, right?
Yeah, it's
Easy to say, yes, definitely, Yanni. But we are talking about growth, right? We are talking about something that it requires time in order for it to actually mature to a thing that's worthwhile.
I don't know.
Yeah, so it will require that time.
I keep saying I don't know, but I really, really know. But I'm trying to really hold my tongue.
No, we're like, and if we're hitting...
Yeah, because I'm the one who keeps getting the phone calls, all right? Y'all sit there like, oh, I don't know really what happened. Like, you're there. You know what's going on. You're not saying shit.
I'll answer.
We're talking common sense here, I feel, in a sense.
He's sorry. It's okay.
Sadly, he had to answer the phone last time.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
So no, thank you for answering last time.
Again,
I don't need to do it again.
I don't think we're saying anything wild, right? Like we're talking just common sense here.
Which kind of doubles back to my initial point. You can say something that's perfectly reasonable and acceptable, but people will get in their feelings and pursue actions that are excessive.
So I shouldn't care. That's what you're telling me.
No, my point is that it's not about you shouldn't care. It's that do the proper calculations before speaking.
I don't really care. I'll be very honest. If something has to be said, then I'm going to say it. If they don't want to be my friends, it's all good.
Yeah, that's part of the calculation.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Like, thank you. Like, if you want me to talk about your shit, just don't talk to me, period. But if I sit back and I find myself to being also part of the bubble, afraid to talk about things because other people might get in their feelings,
Then I'm doing it wrong.
then I'm doing... Why am I here? Why am I doing this podcast?
I agree with that, honestly.
No, you don't.
No, I do.
You don't.
No, I do.
No, you don't.
Mr. I like everything.
Yes.
No,
you don't.
again, we go back to...
You agree with the concept,
No.
but you don't. That's not a concept. That you
Yeah,
practice.
it's the same idea. The idea is if I'm gonna say good things about you, then you need to accept that I'm gonna say bad things about
the
you.
most critical and negative thing you have said throughout this podcast experience has been I get where you're coming from. I can see where where this came from.
I can see Shamsi's a lot. That's when Shamsi's want to get involved.
I can see
That's,
this.
I can see what you're talking about.
That's called having the ability to have multiple perspectives.
No,
Something
it's
you
just the one
should,
perspective.
Encourage. Yanni.
Multiple perspective is saying, "Oh, this is great. This is amazing. This is shit. I hate it." That's multiple perspective.
No, Shamsi has the right to approach all these conversations in any way that he feels that it's good and comfortable for
Yes,
him.
and we can shit on him.
Exactly. And we have the absolute fucking right
Which is great.
to call you out on your, I'm not going to say hypocrisy.
Alhamdulillah.
Hypocrisy.
No, it's softball
hypocrisy?
approach. Softball approach you might do.
Nah,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a softball approach. شوف انت تعطيهم وجه بزيادة. Let's be honest. Yeah. Oh, your work is amazing. I saw you do that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I love your work.
It's nice. It's nice to encourage
He
people.
wants
about this.
kids what
It
he
is nice to
expects.
encourage
Yeah, he's
people,
got to be
you know?
motivating. He's trying to practice. Yeah,
Exactly. You need
Good job.
You need to bring in positive energy, man. You know, always push people forward.
Oh, I can see why you created that. We walk away, Shad's like, yo, this was a shit.
But you know what? But you know what? You know what I always tell you? But at least he's trying, right? At least he's trying.
No.
He never said
that. You've never said that. Because, you know, I
Shouldn't have tried.
I jumped in with the conversation and we started talking about how shitty it was for like 25 minutes.
Shamsi, I can try to do dentistry. That doesn't mean I'm going to be good at it.
At some point, you will, right?
Anyway, everybody,
Hopefully.
be rude. Stop loving you. Anyway, moving on to other topics. Quickly, Apple WWDC is coming in June. It's going to be
Yay.
about AI. Ooh.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
Should we be scared?
You didn't see the
Oh,
tweet?
right. No, but I heard
Is AppleNet coming online?
No, I think there's a rumor that they took Gemini from Google.
Which is a AI
It-
development software company.
No, it's like. Oh my
Remember
God,
back in the
no.
a few
All
episodes.
that was wrong.
Remember a few episodes ago we were discussing Gemini and they would create black founding fathers, and they had a bias against the
Yeah,
whites.
so it's an AI image generating.
Yes.
No, it's not an image generator.
It's basically
It's like a weak chat GPT.
yes,
So national language processing.
chat GPT.
So they want to make it. I think they want to take a serious place, or like
Please.
I know a serious place.
Please.
So I think basically they're saying we're getting into the AI game now.
So
I don't
I
know
heard some
how.
rumors that the hardware of the next iPhone is completely different just to cater to AI. Like they're
That-
adding some more
see,
chips that I don't know.
This is what I'm
they
telling you.
mean.
If they are going to cater to AI,
So-
it means everything else is going to change now.
Yeah.
So Siri is not.
They found a
real,
new way for us to have to purchase new things.
Siri is not real AI.
No, bro.
Nah, she's not AI.
Siri is awful.
She's like
she's
pre-programmed.
The only thing
Digital
worse,
assistant.
the only thing
I'll
that's
give you
worse
that.
than Siri is the trash in the Mercedes.
Okay.
Hey, Mercedes, turn on the radio. I don't get that. Like, oh, yo, just turn on the
So
fucking radio.
Pre-programmed.
if you're driving a Mercedes, I'm sorry.
I apologize to all my Mercedes buddies. We're going through it, guys. We're going through it.
The car doesn't listen to me.
Doesn't. I know we're comfortable with that massage seat, but I'm just telling y'all,
the car.
I feel for y'all.
The only time I use Siri is to set my alarm without getting
But
out of
I'm-
bed.
And it still gets it wrong.
Isn't it-
Put it 2 months ahead.
Isn't it about time for Apple to get into the AI game? Like it's. I
That's
feel
what
like
they do. They slow cook.
they let it
See, that's
ride
the
for a
thing.
couple of years before they jump in.
Apple's model was always we take our time to let everybody create, and then we tailor it in a way that fits perfectly to everything that we have.
Okay, so
But AI is not there yet.
I would say AI's had a couple of years in the mainstream
It's
now.
still not there yet.
Nowhere
Too
near.
soon.
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near. It will be, look, it's gonna. Okay, let's be honest.
Like when did Apple come up with Safari?
The
mother?
AI that we get, us as
Yeah.
mere mortals,
Mere mortals.
is trash,
Mhm.
right? But there are other AIs that are wild. and
زي ما
that's
جا-
like for
اول
defense.
اول جوال جاكي بعد دول كان بلوك يعني عادي it's gonna take time.
What's that AI device? The rabbit something?
The iRabbit or something like that.
I think something like that. Yeah.
Rabbit
Yeah, came out a while ago.
sounds wrong.
It's basically it replaces your phone at SS. It's just one screen and you talk to it and
We saw that. We
with
watched the
machine
video,
learning.
yeah.
Yeah, it learns exactly how to operate all the apps, all the software that
Okay.
you want as a like a human-esque kind of thing.
Mm.
وخلاص you don't have to have any input to your phone. You just talk to this.
So imagine Apple does that.
Yeah.
Imagine how much better that would actually be. You know.
Exactly.
Damn, I am actually a little bit scared.
You've been scared for a while, wallah.
No, just a little bit
we're
more
gonna have
scared.
discussion 10 years when you finally upgrade your phone.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. When you look at it as an Apple device, you're looking at it as something that can completely take over your,
Rabbit R1.
you know,
Yeah, that's what we saw the launch of it right here.
Here's the thing: I'm gonna be safe.
your
because
home.
I'm gonna be safe because every time I tell Siri to do something, I say thank you.
Okay, maybe just don't talk to her. How about that?
I tell her, say thank you.
Other than
thank
that,
you, Siri.
Tesla, Elon Musk put out a tweet saying Tesla RoboTaxi,
F1.
August 8th.
Oh.
What does
Yeah,
that
no.
even mean?
Well, that's
August
something-
8th, 2023, 4, 5.
He said 8-8.
Yeah.
That's all he said.
Okay, إيش يعني
2088? Yeah.
So we had this conversation like I don't know, like episode 100 something. So the idea of having electric cars. Do we hear music?
No, it was a car
No.
passing by.
Okay, I thought it was because I know
You listen to a lot of
bass.
bass, but that's music to you.
So anyway, thank you. We were talking about how the use of electric cars is going to happen. When we said cars are going to be parked outside the city, and inside the city, everything is going to be automated,
It's
right?
gonna be
Yeah.
networked basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think this is the idea of the RoboTaxi, like all these buses that just move on its own and does everything on its own.
So it's not a car; it's a system.
It's a system of cars, I think.
So it's not just like one car. It's not like, hey, we'll come into your city. Let us plug in these,
One of the ideas was
network basically at all the traffic lights within the city that will be able to organize, the
Yeah.
traffic of these autonomous cars.
yes, but again, do you remember when full self-driving that Tesla was talking about? Even though now it's on pause and has a lawsuit and stuff, but they had the full self-driving thing, right? Be whatever you are, call your car, will come to you wherever you are, right? So one of the things that people were talking about that if RoboTaxi comes on, I don't know if Elon was talking about this or someone was talking about it. Like if Tesla has RoboTaxi on and I own a Tesla, right? And I'm at home, I'm not going to work for the rest of the day. I can turn on the RoboTaxi app, let's say, and I can let my car go and deliver people. So I'll be at home making money, and my car at night is going around dropping people off.
Let's just start by saying this. That's
That's
crazy.
If you're buying a
That
RoboTaxi.
is crazy.
That's if it's an ownership.
Okay, it's not called a RoboTaxi. is it?
Imagine it's a feature, just like Uber Eats, that you have the right to opt in or opt out whenever you want.
I think that's not a bad idea, actually. That's actually a good idea. This is basically you eliminating the need for everybody to have a car. This is you basically tightening
No,
up
no.
the system. And
You're
making
still
it
asking people to buy cars to have
not
that.
everybody.
Yeah,
You don't need to have your own personal car.
But if it's
because
like the scooter systems that
ابو
you find
عبد الله
outside.
عنده موتر في الحاره اوكي ابو عبد الله انا ادري انه ما يطلع من الدوام الا الساعه 3 مشواري الساعه 4 ان شاء الله يمديني اوصل.
جيبوا سيارة أبو عبد الله.
Exactly, that's literally it. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, but think of it as like the scooters you find on the street where you download an app and just they're all
pick it
over
up.
the street. Yeah, pick it up and go.
Okay, but again, it's much more convenient. It's you being.
It's not cost effective to ask me to buy a car and
I'm not asking you to buy the car. You are already buying the car. I'm just giving you an option for you to make money back.
You're very strongly suggesting.
You know. No, I'm just letting you know. By the way, I think it's a clever way of doing it, but I'm not sure. I don't know where they would do it. They'd need to take over a city in the US, right? Like you need to
Phrasing, يا شمس. Phrasing.
Wallah.
Phrasing.
You know, wouldn't they? Like,
Implementation, see, not take over.
they would need to actually sign a contract with the city to apply this. Now, what city is willing to open itself up to being a testing ground for
Los Angeles.
autonomous cars is a whole other question.
Los Angeles.
No, I think Los Angeles is way too big.
New York.
New York is way too crowded.
All those cab drivers.
You know, no, I think
Riot.
you would need a smaller,
They would
you know,
revolt.
Austin,
like a San Diego or some shit like that. You know, like a city
It's
that's
not small.
It's a busy city, bro.
no,
What are
but
you talking about?
a smaller city
With
that's
military bases. Watch this Teslas go in.
ما عليك جايب اوبر for eats. You know, no, but you get my point.
Uber
Like
Eats. Why is the pizza peeping?
Omaha, Nebraska.
there we go. Okay, something low stakes.
Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
I don't know if that exists.
It does.
Okay.
I just want to say Sheboygan.
All right, let's move forward. So I talked to Her Royal Highness Princess Noor Faisal this week. I called her up, and you know me, I have some questions. I was having conversations with someone, and then me and Umar, shout out to Umar from Dukan, we were having conversations about culture, and like things just start getting together. Then I had like all these thoughts and ideas, but I was like, yo, I want to ask her because she knows things better than me when it comes to culture, right? So I called her, I was like, Your Highness, I have a question, but it might sound very, very racist. So I'm going to tell you what it is, and you have to tell me how I can say it on the podcast
Without sounding very, very racist. Okay, that's a good way to open up a conversation. Okay.
But like she gave me such amazing like things to think about, and I appreciate Your Highness for that. It's honestly, some of it I want to really save it to like one day when we get to sit down with her. But she has some of these like gems that she dropped on me. So the thing is this. So I was thinking about Jeddah, right? And how Jeddah was always very liberal.
Okay.
And Jeddah was always like considered in Saudi to be at the forefront of being not Saudi.
Being the word you're
I'm
looking
not.
for is
I'm not.
progressive.
I'm not.
Cosmopolitan.
This is a joke. This is a joke. Okay. None of us are from Jeddah. Take this. All of our boys are Jeddah. We appreciate you. We love you.
Everybody else in Saudi.
Just take these jokes.
We also like you.
So what's name? So we were talking about how Jeddah, where it is right now, like it's a Saudi city, right? But it is very progressive. And when you look at all of Saudi and you look at Jeddah, Jeddah was always different.
Jeddah غير.
Okay?
That's literally the slogan.
That's literally the slogan. That's why I said Jeddah is different.
Exactly. Okay.
This guy, I hate this guy. Right? And she told me, she was like, one of the things that I saw very beautiful. She was like, it's a melting pot of culture that's tied by religion.
True.
Very true.
So when you look at Jeddah, why it's always been progressive compared to everywhere else is because it's the doorway to Mecca.
True.
Correct.
And so everybody will land in Jeddah before going to Mecca. And you have all these Muslims from all over the world, from different cultures, different backgrounds, that all come to one city to go to Mecca. And because of that happening, it always had this melting pot of multiple cultures in one.
And each generation is teaching the next one to welcome people and foster them and basically cater to their needs while they're coming for Mecca.
Yeah, but
And not just that.
that's what the whole country does.
No, you're talking-
أكيد but it's much more prominent في Jeddah
Of course, 100%.
And we're talking about, people.
because it's the international gateway.
We're talking about, people as diverse as, coming from West Africa all the way to Indonesia and China, coming and actually staying in the city and leaving roots in the city and leaving imprints on the city. And all of these imprints, end up growing, nurtured by generations, and they end up interacting and building the melting pot of today. And not just today, and حتى of yesteryear.
Melting or melding?
Melting.
I wanted this conversation to go somewhere else, but overthinking for this whole week, I have like 100 things that I kept thinking about. I'm just gonna drop some of them right here for all of us to just,
So what's the spicy thing you want to say, Adil?
I'm not. There's nothing spicy about this. No, it's because I was really looking at Jeddah because Jeddah was always the progressive city, right? But Riyadh kind of pushed it further than Jeddah. now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Caught up.
Oh,
And-
I
and
don't
exce-
think.
and exceeded.
I think
Yeah,
it
exceeded.
Yeah.
Exceeded. Didn't catch up. It exceeded Jeddah.
Why would you? Okay, go on.
Jeddah became stagnant at some point. They
I
just
wouldn't
stopped.
go far say stagnant, but I think by virtue of the economic weight of Riyadh, and it's pulling people from not only across Saudi but across the world.
We moved half Jeddah to Riyadh. Yeah.
Exactly. No,
That
no,
makes
it's that.
sense.
It's
That
that.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's the fact that Jeddah.
So when you
I'll give it to Jeddah.
bring all those people to Riyadh, they will bring the other stuff and the other viewpoints, cosmopolitanism, etc.
Yeah, but I don't. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to give it to that. No, Riyadh moves forward because Riyadh opened up
Yeah, but
because of all these events and all these world things that we're doing. That everybody opened up.
Yeah, and-
because keep in mind, most of Riyadh, they were all outside of Saudi every time they're on vacation.
correct.
So they're already open-minded before all this happened. So when this happened,
There's an
and
incentive.
when this happened, didn't feel like it's something very weird to a lot of people in Riyadh because we live these moments abroad, but now we get to live them at home. So this is why I'm telling you, like, I felt like Riyadh, like, breathed a sigh of relief that everybody heard, and you feel like everything is just calmer than it was before. There's less tension.
And not just that, I think any part of it is that Riyadh, Jeddah for a long time has been a focus of, the Islamic world. Because again, we're talking about the doorway to Hajj wal Umrah and having the roots that go back 100 years. Riyadh, on the other hand, is much more international in its outlook. We are drawing people from literally every corner of the world. Like, you are not surprised to meet someone from New Zealand who lives in Riyadh for the past 2 years, and they came specifically to Saudi because, hey, we saw from afar the transformation that's happening,
Potential.
the potential of the country, the way that you guys are innovating in different things, and we wanted to be a part of it.
Sure.
Like, and that's something that happened to me a couple of days ago. Like, and it's become a normal thing to walk around Riyadh and see people from every corner of the world, honestly. And I feel that is what pushed it forward, and the fact that we managed to do this in a time scale of 7 years is,
Crazy.
I think, partly defined by what you just said, that the people of Riyadh were already kind of primed for it for a long time. And we have been traveling to London and Paris and the States since the 70s.
Dubai.
And Dubai over the past 20 years as well has brought the world to our doorstep, and we got to see it. So none of this is strange, none of this is weird, none of this is foreign, in any way, shape, or form. Which is a beautiful thing to see, honestly.
Now the question is, how progressive will Jeddah get now that it has competition?
I think Jeddah is always going to keep its place as a more Islamically inclined city, because of its the
Proximity
the proximity, and not just that, the regularity of hosting the Hajj terminal on a yearly basis, right? You will always have that be part of the people that come to Jeddah.
Her Highness said something very interesting. She was saying that by the time all these big projects are happening in Jeddah, everybody that came to Riyadh to work from Jeddah is going to go back. And they've already seen what's happening in Riyadh and how things progress, move forward.
And obviously they're inspired to have the same thing happen in Jeddah.
And at the same time, I feel, even though we need to talk to people from Jeddah about this, but I feel that Jeddah is not going to change.
In what way?
I think Jeddah, they're going to look at it and say, okay, Riyadh is moving so fast. They have this identity of being this fast-paced city. We're going to be the Zen city.
Is Zen the right word, though?
I'm not saying, I'm just giving you an
Slower
example.
paced.
Yes.
Slower paced. I would see that happening. I would see that. But
Makes sense.
But again,
Got the beach.
not just that, but Jeddah has
Keep it
always been a
calm.
merchant city, has been like, it's that trading city.
Yeah, but it hasn't been that in a long, long time.
It's been the calm, cool city.
Yes.
روق.
No, بس يعني شوف يعني
الرخا.
الرخاء.
رخاء والشدة.
I think part of that might be true, but I do feel like Jeddah still has a place because you would want to build something that will attract these people that
No,
come
you are. You already announced that you're going to build these projects.
أنا عارف, أنا فاهم.
These projects are going to happen. But I'm telling you, the people themselves, they're going to keep that culture of, no, Everything is slow. Enjoy your day. Beaches on the weekend. Everything the same.
Oh, okay,
We're
yeah.
Get
not
yourself a
gonna,
massage, relax.
don't say that.
We're going to close off everything. Every store is going to shut down at 8 o'clock. خلاص. Like
لا مو
We're asleep.
that's شرقية more than
yeah, Sharqi is
yeah.
every store is going to open at 8 o'clock. في الليل. Yeah.
That's Jeddah. Yes.
That's Jeddah. True.
I feel it will be part of the character and identity, but I feel like Jeddah has a liveliness that will remain to it as well. You know, not as
It has
much as,
character.
not as much as Riyadh, definitely.
Yeah, but Jeddah, if you just fly to Jeddah, it's boring. Jeddah's value is in its people.
Very true.
True.
And this is what I'm telling you. It's
Just
always
like
going to be
Riyadh's-
the people.
Yeah.
Riyadh's value.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, Riyadh has, you come into this city, there's so much value in so many places for whatever you're looking for. From people to business to culture, to whatever you're looking
can't
for,
keep up.
arts, whatever it is in your head, you'll find it in Riyadh. But Jeddah still, the value of Jeddah is its people. And I think it's always going to remain as its people, and it's always going to have that mentality, that stable mentality of moving things in a certain way and a certain pace, because that's the identity of the city with them.
Certain way in a certain pace. I feel like, but isn't that true of all cities by the sea? Like they take things a little bit slower than the inland cities, or a little bit less serious than the inland cities. Let's say.
Where's New York located? Where's New York City?
New York City would be the no,
What
but-
is it surrounded by?
no, but that would be the exception, right? Like New York, London.
San Francisco.
Name the big cities.
I would say San Francisco is slower than New
No,
York.
It is not slow.
Where are you talking
What are you
about?
talking
It is
Really?
not slow. It's just steep hills. That's why they look slow.
Yes.
Okay.
Ah,
It takes people more time to go up the hill.
Yeah. But no, it's not slow whatsoever.
No, but I think it's nice that we have this contrast now between Riyadh and Jeddah.
Yeah, but by the way, what you just said a second ago, like I said before, if you go to LA has its own vibe as a city. Jeddah's vibe is in its people. You have fun when you're with its people. And LA can just go and pop into stores and go hang out at the beach. You can do that in Jeddah. But Jeddah's real value is in its people.
True.
Yeah, I agree
Most of them
with
moved to Riyadh. But yeah.
that. Yeah, I agree with that definitely.
All right, but
Yeah.
amazing conversations, boys. Like
Deep.
deep, very deep.
very
Like
deep.
a lot of.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Before we bounce, y'all want to talk about J. Cole? Did y'all hear it?
I heard.
Did y'all
I
hear it?
heard it. I agree with you. It was mid at best.
Do you know what it sounded like to me? Well,
Basic.
first off, let's explain to everybody. So
Yeah.
J. Cole dropped. Should we consider it an album?
I mean, it's an EP.
It's 12 tracks. It's not an EP.
It's like a
12 tracks?
12. Really?
Yes.
That's an
Response
album.
كلها?
Yeah. No.
It's like 8 tracks, bro. So that's in 12.
Okay. So no, it's not 8. What are you talking about? It is 12.
Okay.
Exactly 12. So it's called Might Delete Later. Now, Might Delete Later is amazing.
Yeah,
I loved
that's
it.
That's
As
a
a
great
project, yani.
No.
Great
shut up.
title.
It's amazing.
As a project.
As a project.
Okay.
Bars. I loved Crocodile Tears, Hunting Wabbits. I also like that one. There was one with Absol also. I forgot what it was called. No, there's a lot of great tracks on this.
Okay.
Without 7-Minute Drill, which was going at Kendrick, I think this was beautiful. 7-Minute Drill. You know what it sounded like to me?
What?
What I understood from that track is that both of them are friends. And Kendrick is talking to him like he's talking to one of his boys. Like when you're in the corner or we're sitting with your boys. Hey man, listen, you haven't dropped like in 30 months. It's like boys having a conversation. It wasn't like, he was matching energy. Listen, if you want to talk about guns, I grew up in DeVille. If you want to talk about that, I can do this. If you think you're ready to jump off, I'm ready to jump off. If you want to take a bar for bar, I'm ready to take you on. It felt like a big brother, little brother thing that was going between them, right? He didn't really go at him. And this is why I said it was mid. Because I expected like, you're really going to go at him. But he took the approach of,
Did you really expect that though?
Yeah, I did expect that.
Like he would really go at him?
Yeah, I expected that. Cole is in a position right now where it can get him to be number 1 or be at number 3 or maybe 4 or 5 and drop off.
But
So
I feel
he
like
needs to come back with something.
But I feel like that goes counter to his own persona and personality, right? He's not that guy. You're not that guy.
He said he's that guy.
No.
No. When you say it, it means you open the door for people to criticize.
Bro, he's never been a killer, you know? He's never been the guy
He never
that-
had to kill.
Exactly. He's never been the guy that drew blood, you know, or knows what to do with blood.
But now you have an album coming off. You did a championship song.
Which is gonna be great. I think it's Ashuf, I didn't finished the project yet. I started with 7-minute drill and then I started from the top. I think there's a couple of good tracks here. Some really good beats.
Great fucking bars also.
So I'm enjoying some of the
like
tracks
you can
here.
tell his pen is good.
But
this is why I want it so much. Because when you listen to the whole thing, his pen is good.
It's been good. It's not just
exactly,
now. It's
but,
been good for a minute now, for a good year.
Not a 7-minute drill.
Because I feel like
Which he wrote in 7 minutes, by the way. No, I'm not joking. Like this is what
for real?
Yeah, that's what he
okay.
said.
I feel like part of it is that you can't really go that hard because he never really responded to you, right? Like it just feels to me like you want to be part of the conversation. That's
Cole?
Yes. You know?
Cole has been part of the conversation
No.
for a
But
while.
that's what I'm
now.
saying. But we were talking about the track, the reply from Kendrick was directed at Drake completely.
Mostly a Drake.
Almost 90%.
Yes, I agree with you.
But for you coming back with like fire and brimstone is not really proportionate to what you just got, you know? I agree with you. It's like a reminder. Yo, by the way, like I can hold my own here if you want to have this discussion. You are lacking in some places, but it didn't feel dangerous.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah, it
No,
didn't
no.
feel dangerous.
And that's why I felt like, I'm just gonna give you this little warning shot, and then if you want to take it, we can take it. And I think Kendrick already wants to take it. So I don't know why you give me a warning shot. I think it was obvious where I want to take this.
I'm not sure where.
Why are you coming to me with a warning shot when you knew where I wanted to take this?
Yeah, because I think most of the conversation has been directed to the feelings rapper.
Who we agreed last time that's not going to respond, and he still hasn't responded.
Well, the rumor was, he's on tour.
So
Meek Mill was on tour also when he went at him.
What? So you can't get in the fucking studio while you're on tour?
I don't know what's excuse. Look, I think Drake is gonna come out with a good one.
Really?
I think Drake will come out with a good one.
Okay.
But
I disagree with that.
I think Drake will win if Drake comes back to respond to Kendrick. Drake might take a round,
Okay.
but he's gonna lose.
The
Eventually.
war.
Yeah,
I don't see him coming back with a good one. I see him playing a holier than thou attitude and just like saying, "Hey, I'm too big for this."
He's gonna sad post on Instagram.
I don't think he ever wanted to be too big for this. I think it was, like we said, the business.
He's been pushed.
The business saying, "Yo, do not do this. We're not in the mood for this."
No, but again, can you play on that level, Drake? I don't think you can play on Kendrick's level, bro.
I think
You couldn't play on Push's level.
if the business believed that he could play at that level, then allow him.
But we know he can't.
But I think no. I think he can. I think he's been here for 10, 11 years.
know,
He's
I know.
capable of going toe to toe. It's not that he's not capable. He might not be great at it.
Yeah.
But he's capable.
I don't think he can compete with Kendrick, honestly. On that level, okay, going.
I told you he'll take a round, but I think he can't win the war.
Yeah. And he should. I'll be interested to see if actually comes up with something good or interesting. You know, I doubt it. Definitely doubt it. But because of the business again. But even if he goes full throttle at it, I don't think he can compete. Honestly, I'm interested to see. Very interested to see.
Is he gonna go full 3-4 minutes at Kendrick, or is he gonna give us a line? This is what's most important.
He's gonna do a line.
If he's gonna do a line,
He's gonna do a
keep that
line.
shit at home.
Yeah, he's gonna do a line.
Keep that shit at
Yeah.
home. Keep that shit
Again,
at
he's gonna play the whole "Yo, I'm too big for this." You know,
home. Yeah, well,
y'all just talking. I'll be making money. Okay, that's it. That's it, homie. That's it.
I'm gonna say a controversial statement. I think Drake is good on money.
I think he's been good on.
And again, that's what he's gonna come back with. He's gonna come back with, I don't need to respond to you because I'm already the biggest, pop star on. See, that's it.
Is he?
Pop star.
That's the word.
There you go.
That's the word.
He's gonna make you dance.
Yeah, he's gonna make you dance. Homie. You'll get a new ringtone.
You're
You
gonna
want a
go
new
to forever
ringtone?
and hear him talking shit about Kendrick. This is the problem.
Exactly.
I learned about something about Drake. It has to do with Saudi that I'll tell you guys off the podcast. I cannot tell on the podcast. I just want I just everyone want to hate me for this. Just hate me for this one. I can't tell nobody, but I'll tell you.
Tidbits.
No, like
Okay.
something really crazy, bro. Like I didn't put 2 and 2 together until someone actually broke it down for me. He's like, by the way, do you remember this? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, this is because of Saudi. So
Okay.
Interesting.
yeah.
And on that note,
We out?
we out.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. Eid Mubarak. Enjoy it with your
Good night,
family and
with the
everything.
khair.
Hopefully next week we're gonna have an episode. Hopefully not. 100% we will.
Hopefully not.
Probably.
Number one's not gonna be here. He's gonna be dead, right?
Yay.
I exist outside of your consciousness.
We'll take our medications then.
Exactly.
Anyway,
The winningest manager in Paraguayan football. I love that word. The winningest.
the winningest.
The winningest.
Yes.
Gaffel,
We're watching TV.
gaffel.
Careful,
All right, let's go home. We out?
Osvaldo
Peace.
Dominguez.
Peace.